Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Don Jo number DBS 2478. This is a silver-coated ANSI strike, and we'll talk about what this is used for. Let's take some dimensional properties first. Overall height of the strike being an ANSI strike, it's going to be 4 7/8. I'm sure it'll be 1.25 inches wide. Indeed. It's made of steel. It is in a SL or silver paint. They offer this in a brass finish. They offer it in a sprayed black finish. They'll offer it in a dark brown powder coat. Black, silver, brass, dark brown powder coat. Which they call 10B, which means oil rubbed, but it's really just a dark Duronatic type color, dark brown powder coat. Thickness of the strike, 0.092 thick. It's going to include a couple of combination wood and machine thread. It's a 1224 flat undercut head. This will be appropriate for use in both wood doors, doors as well. Wood doors, wood frames, steel frames, steel doors. If you had a pair of doors, you could stick that strike in the edge. Let's talk about where you're going to use this item. Let's do that now. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. So this is going to be a strike plate that's going to be used, and it's an unusual strike plate, but you do occasionally sell them, where you have a deadbolt, and it is going into an application where you have a 4 7/8 tall, 1.25 inch wide prep, or a 4 7/8 strike without a lip, and it's for a deadbolt. Doing a new installation for these, where you're going to see this type of strike is when you have a mortise deadbolt, a mortise lock case with a deadbolt style function, not an entire tall 8-inch, but like a L460 from, let's say, Schlage. They'll make a smaller format mortise body, maybe 5-inch tall or 4.5-inch tall on the faceplate. You'll see taller strikes like this. It's not very common that you'll see this strike because a typical strike for a deadbolt is 2 3/4. You might opt for something taller because that may be an option for your requirements, in the sense that I would bet that this client has and here's where you will see this used. There was a 2 1/4, it's an unusual strike for a deadbolt, but they exist. The standard is 2 3/4 tall. Well, something has happened where the client needs to chisel away some damaged or worked material, go to 4 7/8 tall, disguise all of that damaged wood, chisel this in, and then install this strike. So generally you'll see this used because it's larger than what's there now, and that works towards your goals of cleaning up the frame. In terms of it being stronger, I really couldn't make an argument whether or not it would be. My temptation is to say yes, of course it would be, because it does indeed appear to be, well, it's not only taller, but it's certainly wider than a typical deadbolt strike, which would be 1 inch wide or 1.125 wide. This is 1.25 inches. So as a result of that, it's going to technically be stronger because this material thickness is greater. However, this is really going to be intended for a hollow metal frame because they're not giving you any sort of wood screws. That would be something that you would think along the lines of a security screw. And also, if you're looking for a strike in a wood frame that will provide additional security, I would not say this would be your first choice because, it doesn't come with the proper screws. Plus, these screw holes are really not located in the best position. And you'll notice if you do a deep dive into like a Don Jo catalog for strike plates, you'll notice security strikes have screws on one side and then on the opposite side. The side of the strike that's closest to the face of the stop or to the soffit of the frame, the logic is when you sink those screws in, you're going to hit studs behind there. And those screws will always be longer, about 3 inch. Those other screws, they don't expect to hit a stud, and they're always shorter. inch and a quarter, something in that range. This is probably not going to hit a stud. And in fact, if you used long screws, it would probably pull away because you're hitting the edge of the stud. So if I was expecting someone to really order this, I'd be thinking a steel frame is where I'd probably end up expecting this to be used. Another reason that you may use this is you might have a lock set there now, and a deadbolt is going in its place, but you've got a 4 7/8 tall prep, and it's not made, the strike that's there is not intended for a deadbolt. It's not completely rectangular, and you might go with something like this, in spite of the fact that it doesn't have a lip, just because you can immediately screw it to your frame and you're done. The lock will bolt, the strike will be attached, and it's easy. Not much to do about that. You'll have a small cutout in the face of the frame where that lip projects out. So where this is going to be exactly used, I'm guessing, but those are the instances where I think people will consider this. But because of the screws and the location of the screw holes, I'm definitely thinking a steel frame. Let's take the dimensions of the inside prep. That is a common question that clients will ask. The overall height, 1.249, so inch and a quarter. The overall width, 0.91 inch, so about 3/32 of an inch, just about. Pardon me. About 15/16 is what I meant to say. About 15/16 inside of here. Let's switch now to the screen view and let's take a closer look at the supporting information. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. Here's the item that we are looking at. Let's take a look at some photographs that we have linked to down below as well. Just showing different perspectives on the strike. Close-up of that prep for the screw. Then your screw package. A little additional information. Extended description information down below. Dimensional properties. SL for silver coated. It's a powder coated silver color. And when you buy one, we'll ship you one. Let's take a look at the template that's here. And by the way, the preparation for the strike, the preparation for the bolt is directly in the center of the plate itself. Let's look at the template to verify that. Yeah, if you did the math backwards, you'll be able to come up with a center line to find that it's this plus half of this is half of this. They don't indicate the black finish that is indeed available. There's also a link below this video to the product catalog. That's super helpful as it will dovetail into what I was saying earlier about, is this the right strike for you? Is there a better strike? And you'll even note on the face or the cover page of the manufacturer's catalog, they literally show a strike that has those biased or zigzag pattern holes. That's what I'm referring to. You'll see that they also have a version of this as well that's really intended for a wood frame. So let's do a Control F for a find function for DBS-2478. They have a DBS 1478, and they don't really tell us much about that in the catalog. Okay, I see. This is made of brass. This is a brass base material, is the difference. Do they indicate that here? They must. Or stainless. So a 1478 is going to be a stainless base material. Yeah, Don Jo will change their part numbers when the base material changes, which is what it is. The 2478 is going to be made of steel. The 1478 apparently can be done in stainless, brass, or satin chrome. The point being is it's helpful to be able to scroll through this catalog to see all these different strikes that they offer. And the area that we're scrolling through now are their extended lip strikes. That's an area that Don Jo does a tremendous amount of good work in the sense that they have a lot of variety available. Apologize for that noise that the microphone is likely picking up in the background of our tape dispenser. Not a problem. There you go. 2-SDS. 4 7/8 by 1 1/4. That's certainly going to be for a wood frame. That is the wrong size. Well, the item will serve as an example of what I'm talking about. You can just see how these holes are lined up. These are the ones that are going to sink into the stud. And the logic with that is going to be if we have our studs that are here, you're going to have your strike prep that's here. The logic of those bias screws will hit here. The center ones won't. Or the ones that are on the other side, they won't. So that's the concept with those screws hitting the studs. That's what they're driving at there. I would most absolutely suggest that you go through the catalog and review. And you'll probably end up discovering lots of strikes, more than you probably wanted to see. But it's always a good idea to review all of the available possibilities when you are repairing damage or you're doing a job where you are looking to measurably increase the security over an opening, and this catalog's a great way to do that. Speaking of catalogs, there is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page as seen here, where you can pull up not only all of the Don Jo products that we sell by means of this horizontal navigation as seen here, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog, as well as that full product catalog broken down into their subsections. The strike plates are here, and that's the same catalog that we just went through. All right, let's wrap up this video on camera. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. Now, the name Don Jo is synonymous with security hardware like this, and if you know their name at all, it may not be for security strikes or strike plates in general, but certainly for latch protectors and door reinforcing plates. But a immediate third category would indeed be a variety of different strike plates. Their full line catalog is great to go through, but I suggest those separate documents because they're a little, that full catalog is a bit unwieldy because of the size, and you're getting everything. So if you want to just see that section, go to just that section. It's helpful. And then once you have a part number, you can populate that back into our site and be on your way. Otherwise, reach out to us, and we're happy to discuss how to best improve where you are now to where you want to go using Don Jo hardware. Good quality people over there. They're knowledgeable. They're hardware people. They're not order takers. They are people who have been in the industry for years. And their experience and professionalism is something that comes into play every time I talk to them. So to them for that, I say thank you. Any questions on the DBS-2478 or any other Don Jo product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you very much. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.